Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yes. Actually, sir, I want to know, since childhood time, we have been taught that we take in oxygen and release carbon dioxide. Sir.
No, that is wrong. We
Yeah.
are not taking oxygen. We are not
Yeah.
releasing carbon dioxide also. In the
Yeah.
textbook, it will not be there. But teachers,
Yes, sir.
politicians, some of the people who teach meditation, pranayama practices, they use this wrongly. The intention I want you to call me and then we need to have a Google Meet is because it's a common mistake which many people do.
Yeah.
Air contains lot of gases in which the best environment in which you are staying, oxygen percentage can be 20%, say.
Yeah.
Assume it is totally polluted. It can be 14%, 13%, 12%, much worse also some places. If you go to higher altitude, oxygen content will become less.
Yeah.
It depends on altitude. It depends on places of pollution. Assume that there is a lot of carbon dioxide pushed out from a factory. You go there, oxygen content will become less than 10%.
Yeah.
But then the carbon dioxide in the air will be 0.0004%. 20004 or 0.04 based on too much polluted or less polluted. 10 times it can increase.
Yeah.
This topic I was talking long years in many platforms.
Okay, sir.
Because many Swamijis will keep talking that we are taking oxygen inside. So I used to ask, is this an equipment where only oxygen can be filtered inside?
So we just breathe air.
We are breathing air. We are breathing air. But there is, I remember somebody was talking on global warming, air pollution, in atmosphere pollution, and then it is creating a lot of carbon dioxide. Because of the carbon dioxide is clotted on the top of the earth, the oxygen will not be having no released, then there will be problems. So many such topics are told. These are all bogus.
Okay.
That is because we are only taking oxygen along with air.
Actually, I am also a teacher, sir.
Yeah, good. Teachers, having doubt from teachers is one of the great gift, because generally teachers don't ask questions. They think they know. Which subject you teach?
Sir, I be science.
Where are you from?
Sir, I am from Samastipur, Bihar.
I know you are from Bihar, but that is for a general purpose for everybody to know.
Yeah. Samastipur.
Yeah. So what happens is we keep saying we take oxygen inside because when we take air inside, if my body is totally polluted, naturally it is polluted. Polluted in terms of thoughts, polluted in terms of the food what we eat. It needs lot of chemical reaction. The body is like a factory.
Yeah.
In which a lot of chemicals are put inside through food. We are not only breathing with the nose and the mouth. We are also breathing with all the holes. Through ear also air will go because there is a hole.
Yeah.
Wherever there is hole, air will go inside. You take 1 inch of my skin. If I zoom inside, enlarge it, you will see lot of holes. If holes are not there, pores. If pores are not there, sweat will not come out.
Yeah.
If pores are not there, when I pluck one hair, hole will be there. Definitely air goes inside immediately.
Yeah.
So even without that, my body is also breathing. Don't think only nostrils are breathing. Don't think only mouth. Every part of my body is breathing. So when I am not breathing, air is not going inside, holes are closed. That is the time in the winter you get white rubbish things there.
Yeah.
You understood?
Yes.
So,
one more question, sir. We know that plants.
No, wait. This answer is not complete.
Yeah. Oh, okay, sir. You continue.
Yeah. So when I make my pores better,
Yeah. Close your answer.
lot of oxygen goes inside my body. In that portion will not have pain,
Yeah.
because air is required to take care of my pain also. Assume somebody beats you in winter, it will be more paining. Summer, it will be less paining.
Sir, why, sir?
That is because air is not going inside in the winter.
Okay.
Winter contraction happens, summer expansion happens.
Yeah.
Got it? So air has got multiple purpose. So now air you are taking inside, oxygen 20% say, approximately 20%. Once it goes inside my body, lot of chemical reaction will happen. It absorbs lot of oxygen. It cannot full oxygen 20% it cannot absorb.
Yeah.
It will absorb 4% approximately from the air. And that 4% oxygen with that carbon within my body, any food which we eat also has got a carbon content.
Yeah.
When I burn, it becomes carbon. So anything which is digestion happens, it produces lot of carbon. Carbon plus oxygen will become carbon dioxide,
Yeah.
and that has to be pushed out. So when inhaling happens, 20% oxygen, while exhaling, the air goes out, it becomes 16%.
16%.
So 4% oxygen is consumed inside my body.
And 16% exhaled
The 16% will go out again.
again.
Yeah. But then my 0.4% carbon oxide which I am taking through the air, these 4% will get added, it will become 4.04% carbon dioxide.
Oh.
So whatever oxygen 4% reduced from the air adds to the carbon dioxide as 4% extra.
Yeah.
So that is why we generally say we take oxygen inside, carbon dioxide outside.
Okay.
So when we are saying we are taking oxygen inside, carbon dioxide outside, nothing wrong.
Oh.
But it is only reducing oxygen inside my body, adding carbon dioxide when it goes out. Air is what is going, in which content of oxygen which I am taking inside will reduce.
Yeah.
Content of oxygen, carbon dioxide which I am taking will increase and then go out.
Yeah.
Otherwise argon is there, nitrogen is there, so many are there in the air. I can just blah blah like this because I studied this and I was talking on this to many people whomever I meet.
Yeah.
So air pollution is not a big problem, because 16% or 12% is good enough for us to. But if carbon dioxide goes all on a sudden, my body will get too much of carbon dioxide. When I get too much of carbon dioxide, I will get hallucination, I will become unconscious. Now assume if I take air inside and hold it for longer time, like a breathing practice.
Yeah.
I close my nose and close my mouth. Immediately carbon dioxide in my body will increase.
Yeah.
Because the 16% oxygen conversion is okay, but whole oxygen get converted into carbon dioxide, because chemical reaction will not stop. Oxygen is not there, every oxygen gets converted into carbon dioxide. My body will have a lot of carbon dioxide. Some Swamijis will say meditate, close your eyes and then hold breath. If they hold breath, immediately you will get hallucination. You will see sparkling light, tinkling star and all that. And we will say, yeah, you got, spirituality. It is not spirituality.
How do they hold breathing for a long time, Swamiji?
No, you can close your nose and close your mouth, or you hold it. No, assume that you are holding like this without moving. You are holding your nose like this. Take a full breath and then hold it. But then actually you are polluting your body.
Yeah.
Nobody should hold breath. Many people will teach pranayama holding breath. It's wrong. Nobody should hold breath. It should flow. It is called Tailadhara. Tailadhara. Tailadhara means like oil flowing without stopping, without break. Tailadhara. Tailam means oil. Tailam means oil.
Yeah, Thailand. Yeah.
Oil dhara. Dhara means even if you stop, oil will flow.
Yeah.
Even if you ask to pour it, it will take some time to pour. Immediately it will not flood like water.
Yeah.
Viscosity is more. So similarly, our breathing also should not stop suddenly, should not start suddenly.
Yeah.
It should go, nobody should take breath like this. It's not good. Because as you breathe inside, not only the air has got a different temperature, my body has a different temperature.
Yeah.
When I take breath, as it goes inside, the temperature also changes before it gets into lungs. So if somebody is practicing a forced flow like this, they take, actually you are polluting your lungs.
Yeah.
Because lot of bacteria, lot of pollution, lot of unwanted particle will go along with air. Now you may feel better, but after some time you will feel sick. Assume that you are running. While running also, actually running is not good if you feel more uncomfortable in your breath. You are exhausting like running. Adivyayam. It is called not Vyayamam. Vyayam is exercise. Adivyayam. Over exercise.
Yeah.
Over exercise. Adivyayamam adakkaso jara shardischa jayate. You will get cold, you will get cough, you will get fever. Hridaya dhubarodascha. You will get heart attack also if you take over exercise.
Yeah.
So breathing is a great science which needs to be learned very carefully, and that shastram is called pranayamam. But many stupid Swamijis also will teach you how to take breath. One nose close, another nose take it inside. Why are you troubling your body like this?
Yeah.
You understood? But
Yes.
immediately you will feel comfortable better. It's like taking kanja. When you take kanja, you get hallucination. That point of time you will feel happy.
Yeah.
Similarly, when you hold breath, some people feel so happy because carbon dioxide gives them some sort of a kick. It's like drinking alcohol.
Yeah.
You,
Ecstasy.
you feel like that. Okay, so air goes inside which contains more oxygen. When you breathe out, oxygen will be less, carbon dioxide will be more.
Yes.
This has to be normally done without exhausting yourself, without taxing yourself. Your lungs can carry 5000 ml, normal breath 500 ml only.
Yeah.
Because some other which you have taken earlier is also there inside. Every air which you take inside will not go. It's not like a burthen putting water and then rinsing it out. Some water will be there always like this. It's like a flow.
Yeah.
So nobody needs to take 5000 ml. You take 500 is good enough. When you take a deep breath, it becomes 1000. That itself is good enough.
Yeah.
So don't exhaust to fill it full. No. These are all rubbish without understanding biology. So you must understand human body perfectly and learn how to breathe, because that is pranayamena yuktena sarvaroga samaraha. If you know how to breathe, your whole disease can be cured. Ayuktabhyasa yogena sarvaroga samudbhavaha. If you do it wrongly, all diseases will come to you because you are not breathing properly. Got it? This is in Hada Yoga Pradipika, which is a textbook of, I already explained this in some of my talk, some earlier small clippings also. But when you asked, I thought this content of oxygen and carbon dioxide, as a biology teacher, you must understand.
Yes.
Okay, good. What is the next question?
Sir, okay. My second question is, sir, we get nutrients from plants.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
How does plants contain these nutrients?
very good. The plants has got three basic inputs, like human also have three inputs.
Yeah, yeah.
Human also have got three inputs. One is food,
Yeah.
solid food. Second is water. Third is air. Okay. Air with sunlight is coming actually, not air alone. That means from the atmosphere, which is invisible, I am saying. One is solid, one is liquid, another one is gas. So three forms of food. And gas contains both light and gas together, invisible. Okay. So the plants also get their food
Yeah.
through what is called the chlorophyll.
Yeah.
That is like a green pigment which they have in the leaves.
Yeah.
And because of the light, it absorbs, instead of like we are taking oxygen, the plants require carbon dioxide. So it filters carbon dioxide from the air. And it breathes. The plant is also breathing. And it takes nutrients and minerals from the soil. So all these are converted through chemical reactions inside the plant with the help of sunlight energy. So it produces its own food. That food is what we convert it as our food and then eat. So the sunlight converting into energy is like a photosynthesis. Like in our cell also there is a conversion, there is a filter, there is an absorption, everything happens. Similarly, inside the cell of the plant, it has got this photosynthesis action which converts the light energy into the energy which it requires, with all that minerals and water, soil which is absorbed, which converts into the sugar, the molecules which become part of the leaves and then the stem, which we consume. It becomes food for us. Otherwise it's a food for the plant itself. That is why some plant needs to be pushed out, shown sunlight for some time, take it back. It doesn't require sunlight for some time. It can survive by itself. When it doesn't get either water or soil or sunlight, it can die. It can get rotten. So the cell gets energized, it gets sufficient food for its photosynthesis. The photosynthesis happens because of the light. That is why sunlight is required. That is with the chlorophyll. But assume that green pigment chlorophyll is not there for some of the plants. During, say for example, no sunlight available in America during the winter, all the green leaves will change its color into some other color, because it doesn't require this ability to convert energy from the sunlight. So it all depends on the chemistry by which the plant is surviving. That's how it is producing its own food. I think he has gone, his battery was off. So any more questions?
Doctor, you told about the essential element soil. We seen some plants growing in the air without soil, and how about that?
Yeah, some of the plants which are genetically modified today, they have an ability to grow because the seed itself has got lot of ability, and it is modified in such a fashion. It is taken all the, see, the air contains lot of items around it, and it doesn't require soil, means soil is not there, but some other substitute will be there. Instead of soil there can be carbon cakes.
Carbon?
Cake.
Cake.
Yeah, like small sort of a pills or bits of pieces, some items are put there. Charcoal can be put, maybe something else can be put, so that whatever minimum mineral required, it will be absorbed from that. There are some mixtures which is to be put inside that.
Sir, but it is possible without genetic modification also. They're talking about hydroponics, right?
Yeah, they are very specific, not for every plant. Genetical modification can be done and any plant can be grown in such conditions.
Okay.
Now we had a few agricultural seminars in the last few months. I was so happy, one of the person who is part of our Maya Satsang from Pune, Chandrasekhar, he used to be active on, he made a lot of green vegetables in his garden.
Okay. Great.
He was thanking me for that and then saying that no, it is all because of me he started that.
Mm-hmm.
But it needs a very specific, not the normal sunlight. You need a very specific lighting. So that light also contains energy, which is a chemical which will add to the plant. So that environment is created. But water is must. Humidity condition is different. That is good enough sometimes. See, for example, the air humidity has to be good for the plant to grow. When I go to Gulf and all, I used to visit such nurseries and garden, where they will cover the whole area and they create an atmosphere inside that area with a lot of humidity. They will spray water, continuously sprinkling water will go. Before the water reaches the plant, it gets into the air because the temperature is too high, 40 degree, 45 degree. Plant will die if the humidity is not supplied. So, the humidity content inside the air is essential for some plants. For some plants, more temperature is required. That is why in different conditions, different plants grow. Grass require humidity, probably cotton which is grown in Andhra Pradesh, during the summer only it will grow. If you put it in humidity, the cotton will not grow. You know that cotton, if you put in humidity, that also will go wasted, right? So the produce itself knows how the production has to happen.